But every time it seems like I'm getting up in with you, I'm giving you my truth, and you still trying to pressure me to say something you want me to say when I'm giving you the truth that I know. You called me here to tell my truth and my understanding, and that's what I'm giving you. I can't give you nothing else. I'm only giving you my truth.
Enter to the court, Your Honor. I'm going to leave it. The state is going to leave it in the full discretion of the court. Your Honor is fully aware of the conditions. Your Honor witnessed the testimony and how it affected the trial of the case, and I'm going to let Your Honor be the full steward of deciding what the penalty should be as it relates to all of the time that Mr. Sledge still has remaining on probation.
Okay, well, I don't view it as a technical violation or akin to a technical violation, considering the solemn oath that he took when he said that he understood every term within the plea agreement, factual acknowledgments, and sentencing acknowledgments, and understood and, in fact, orally answered that he understood when both asked by the prosecutor and the court at his plea hearing that a failure to abide by any of the terms would constitute a violation of the agreement, and he was notified that the entirety of his probation could be revoked. I do appreciate the fact that this particular violation is a non-violent violation, but I also appreciate the fact that some of the why this could have occurred include the fact that there is just not a proper regard for the judicial system and the seriousness with which an oath in court needs to be taken. I actually view this much more akin to perjury, frankly, than a technical violation, and the sentence for perjury is up to 10 years. I am going to revoke 5 years of Mr. Sledge's probation. And Mr. Sledge, I am sympathetic to the fact that you have generally stayed out of trouble, and I want to commend you for that. And I really hope that this revocation doesn't set you back. But we've got to take seriously the court system. So, thank you.
Might I ask, is it possible for my client to turn himself in to make arrangements?
I think y'all knew when you came in here that this was a strong possibility. So, no, I'm sorry.
Boy, I tell you, this YSL trial alone could be turned into a 2-3-part series. Matter of fact, I bet it'd be better than that OJ series on Netflix, the one that's State versus OJ. Because there's a lot going on behind these curtains, man. Especially how surgical Brian Steele and the other defense attorneys have been as far as how they've been spanking the prosecution team in this trial. Now, if you've been paying close attention, right, you notice how the prosecution, how they done switched their whole play up. Miss Love done got moved to the back of the bench, and at this point, they pretty much throwing everything they can at the defense, even the damn kitchen sink. They so-called gang expert and just got exposed as being a dirty cop. On top of that, being exposed for damn near forcing the star witnesses to say what they want them to say. Talking to them crazy, belittling them, yelling at them like they some kid. Check this out, man, and we coming right back.
How do your sentencing acknowledgments square with... Do you understand that you said...
Now you thinking this stuff funny.
No, sir, I don't. Mm-mm.
You do.
Do you understand?
Because I know your question ain't funny.
It is not.
So what you laughing for?
Mr. Sledge, he objected. Hold on, Mr.
Relevance to whether I was in attendance at the time he took his plea.
Your Honor,
Overruled.
was the lawyer for your friend, Mr. Kendrick, here in court with you on December 28th, 2022? You can answer first, and I will let you explain. But I need you to answer yes or no.
But could you stop yelling at me like I'm your child or something? I'm not your child.
You are not.
You talking aggressive to me. You don't intimidate me, all them guys over here. So if you would have came to me and asked me that, I'd have told you the same thing. What if they was in my face or not in my face? I'm not scared of them or you. You said, could you repeat what you said?
Does looking at 444 Yankee, the document in front of you, refresh your memory as to whether or not you read and acknowledged the sentencing acknowledgments contained on page 5 and 6?
I don't even remember reading it, but I see my initial. But I never read it to understand.
So then the document does not refresh your recollection?
I see my initial right there, and I just read it.
So do you now remember reading and acknowledging?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, as you can see in the previous clips at the beginning of this video, Mounk Tounk ended up going back to jail for the next 5 years, and they was trying to give him the rest of his probation. But the judge, I guess showing her way of leniency, ended up sending him to jail for the next 5 years. And Mounk Tounk, I gotta hold you accountable too, brother. You just so eager to sign whatever, ain't read nothing. You just, any deal that they gonna present on the table that's gonna get them cuffs off you, you just with it. And it came back to bite you in the ass, Mounk Tounk. So I gotta hold you accountable as well, right? And to anybody, this is a lesson for any and everybody who may find themselves in an unfortunate situation similar to Mounk Tounk's. Of course, don't nobody want to be in jail, right? But you may want to think about your actions on the streets as a free man if and when you get locked up for these actions, right? And if you find yourself so eager to be free and snitch, and you don't even read the plea deal you agreeing to, you see, it's crazy how a person to do anything to get locked up while free, but to do anything to get free while locked up. It's obvious the judge and the prosecution is trying to save face now in their last attempts by sending Mounk Tounk to prison for the next 5 years. But respectfully to this judge, man, it's a little too late to be trying to set the tone now. The prosecutors been having little attitudes with the judge. Every time an objection don't go their way, or a favor, or the judge don't agree with them and agree with the defense, they giving them attitude and showing cattiness and smart remarks and all that. So it's a little late for you to be trying to save face now and set the tone for the state and the type of, procedures you want ran in the courtroom. But anyway, the reality of this situation is, right, it's supposed to go this way. You agree to testify for a lighter sentence, and you agreeing with them people to help take someone else's freedom in exchange for your freedom, and being that snitching is now accepted at the cool kids table now, it's safe to say the shelf life of a criminal career will be even shorter now than it's ever been. But anyway, with all these circus acts that's been going on in this YSL trial, right? And stay tuned and make sure y'all subscribe, because we definitely gonna do a video breaking down all the circus acts for this whole lengthy trial that's been going on. We're going to break every one of them down, right? But in the last attempts for the prosecution in the state, they seeing the writing on the wall, and they definitely trying to get their get back, starting with sending Mounk Tounk to prison for the next 5 years. Man, stay tuned, man, because the circus continues. And like I said, they seeing the writing on the wall, and I believe Young Thug will end up beating this case. Now, what's waiting for him after he become a free man from this is yet to see. But I'm definitely going to get my opinion on that as well. So y'all tune in, y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe. This Bezo. I said what I said. Peace.